Well, hello again. This is Vesper HBT. I'm just going to go over all of the parts and pieces and assembly of a very simple coiling machine that is very inexpensive to build and will work very well. It does quite a good job. I've used it until I built a I guess you could call it professional version that has microcontroller and everything like that. CW actually has a video of using the same controller as what I use as well. He gave me the idea for that. You can visit all of us on the TEEP forum, but let's go ahead and get started here. Basically, the tools that you'll need: pair of pliers, your all thread. You're going to need a multi-tool, a tape measure. You'll need the components for the coil, for the bobbin for the coil. I have a video online about that as well. Some various screws, rotary cutoff tool, various drill bits, Forstner bit, a marker, and also a screwdriver to go in your drill so you can set the screws. A pair of tin snips. If you'll take note on what type of tin snips you have, some of them curve to the left, some of them curve to the right. I use the straight ones for the project that we're doing right now. So take a look at those. Usually the yellow ones are straight, the green ones are to the right, and the red ones are to the left, unless I'm backwards. But let's go ahead and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. And it's quite easy. Alright, so this is what it looks like when it's all finished. Again, it's very simple, nothing too extravagant about it. You have your drill motor. I actually have it outfitted with this calculator that makes a great counter. I'll show you how that works in just a minute. It's where your bobbin goes on that piece of all thread I just showed you. Really easy to change. Just undo this nut right here. Slide your bobbin off when you get it finished. Slide a new one on. Tighten back down the nut. Finger tight is all you need. You do not need a wrench for it. You're not really going that fast. If it starts to slip a little bit, then you can go ahead and tighten down that nut just a hair more. Now what you're going to see here is you're going to see some eye hooks. These are just to guide the wires. And then I also use the same procedure to make big bobbins. And these are what I actually put to house my wiring on them. And those slip right in here just like this. And they actually turn quite nicely right in there just as it is. It also adds just a little bit of friction so that you don't have to worry about your spools back spooling. So you can see that I have these three. I just made them up as blanks just so I could show in this video here. They do turn quite nicely. They're not going to free spin because we want just enough tension on them. So that'll work. The other thing that you can do is the same thing. If you already have pre-spooled wire, then of course you can just place a stay-it in the board, and I'll just use this the solder just for an instance. They'll slip right on, and then you can go right through. How this works is you're going to go through the eye loop that's set according to the spool. There's one for this spool, one for this spool, and one for this spool. It's very important. And then there is a main eye loop, then there is a straightening eye loop, and then there is the guide eye loop. The distance between your bobbin and here shouldn't be any less than 12 inches, and that's so that you can get proper angle for your wire when you're actually putting it on. Alright, so that's how that would go. Let me show you how to assemble your bobbin really fast. You just have your tubing. Again, I go over all of this and what the tubing is and where you get all the parts in the coil making video. And so you just pop this together. It's very easy. Pops together. You're going to run that glue around it. I show you how to do that in the other video as well, so definitely take a look at that. Then you're going to slide this on. After it's been glued, you can almost do it immediately. I would give it at least 5 or 6 minutes before you do it. And then, as I said, just until the nut's tight, grab a hold of the chuck of the drill and then just tighten it just a little bit more. And as you can see, it's on there. It's not going to go anywhere. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how this works just with the solder for now. I'm waiting on some other mag wire to come in. So basically you just wrap it around like this. Generally I'd put a hole in there so it'll come out so you can solder your wires on later. How I use the calculator is very interesting. I saw this on a YouTube video a long time ago. Can't remember where or when I saw it. I thought it was a great idea. It's very inexpensive. Go to a dollar store, get a calculator. Basically, just turn it on. It's going to zero out automatically, of course. Hit 1 plus 1, and then as you rotate this around, you'll see this cog right here. This right here actually just pushes on the equal sign on the calculator. So every time it goes around, it goes 1, and then 2, and then 3, and 4. So every time it comes into contact with the equal sign, it's 1 plus 1. So 1 added to 4 is 5, 6, 7, 8, till you get up to where you want it to be. Now, I'm just going to show you real briefly how this works with the coil. Basically, you just wrap this through your hole and hang on to it. I don't want to wrap up my solder, so I'm just going to take it off. And then as you can see here, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit. Sorry about the vibration here. I'm just going to zoom this in here so that you can see. Right now we're at 5, so I'm going to show you this again. We're going to zero it out, and then you can see the 1 here. So we're going to go 1 plus 1, and you'll see that it says 1 because we're on our first rotation, right? So I'm going to just rotate this by hand, and as you can see, as soon as this comes into contact here with the equal sign, it changes to a 2. As it comes around again, it changes to a 3. So as you go, I'm just using the thumb trigger here, as you turn this, it changes to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, until you get up to however many you go. Now it is a little bit tricky because if you go too fast, the calculator can't calculate that fast and you'll lose count. So you're really not going to be setting any land speed records with this design, but it is very simple. I'll show you these eye hooks down here just a little bit closer. You'll see this one eye loop here, and then it comes back to this eye loop, the main eye loop, and then each corresponding eye loop for each spool. Okay, and then the spool just has a little space at the bottom here that kind of sticks through, protrudes a little bit, and that goes directly into a hole that's here. I'll show you just like that. And then these just turn around just like that. Now if you find that it's kind of sticking a little bit, sometimes the boards can warp and things, just re-drill your hole and put just a little bit of wax inside the hole, just a little bit, not too much. And then like a crayon, one of your children's crayons, something like that will work just fine. That'll help lubricate it just a little bit. Or if you have your pre-made spools, just stick your tube right there, and that gives a great place for it to sit and it won't wobble. It won't back spool because of the tension. If you need more tension, just turn the eye loop slightly like this so that the wire is drawing in between the eye loop, so you can see the angle that the eye loop would be. If I go to a little bit of a top view, you can see how the wire is, and it comes through the side just like this. So you can set the tension just by turning your eye loop. It's kind of really simple, but it functions really well. Then as this comes over again, you're going to loop it onto your spool. I don't recommend any brand names in any of my videos, so if you've seen any brand names, I don't recommend any one brand name. They just happen to be the tools that I have. I have a lot of different tools, so I try to make sure that everyone knows that you don't have to buy the specific tools. The other thing that I like really good about this system is your drill is not harmed. So it's just locked down with some plumbing strap, and you can always remove it to reuse your drill in other projects and other things. You can add all types of controllers to your drill as well, so that you can control the speed. I just didn't show that in this video. But I hope that everything works well for you. I hope this elaborates on the instructions that I have, and definitely join us on the TEEP forum for all the other information. And thank you very much for watching. Thank you. Bye-bye.